That happened too fast. Okay, I think we're live. Cool. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Skill Issue. Today we're going to be doing something pretty fun with a teams faction tier list. But as always, I am here with Tate. How are you doing, Tate?
Hello, good. Everyone has just missed 10 minutes of me changing shirts because I keep getting food all over my shirt pre live stream. Yeah, no, I'm good. Surviving. Yeah, I've been in yet another heat wave here, which I feel
Hell
like
yeah.
is my intro to every episode at the moment. Yes, I played EK in 40 degrees yesterday, which was actually not that bad. I thought it was going to be horrible, but
Yeah.
was fine. Yeah. How about you? How's your week been?
Yeah, good. Got a lot of stuff. Found a leak in my garage, which was exciting, so I had to fix that. So that was fun. Now that I can't just like call my landlord and be like, there's a problem, fix it. To fix it myself. So that was fun. But no, it was an easy fix. It was just like a rusty screw that I just needed to pull out and put a new one in. So that was easy. But that was exciting. Played 3 games now with Bastion, which I'm falling in love with. I just find it really fun to play the Black Templars like Bastion style. Like the repexes have just been so funny. Repexes with sustained hits are just like actually a drug. Like it's like, oh, you have 30 shots, everything gets rerolls, and like you have 2 shots that if you roll a 6, it just kills God. Neat. It's pretty fun. So that's been really good. So I've been running like the 220 man Crusader bricks. With varying characters, been trying like the marshals. Marshals I think are the best, but then Judiciars are pretty interesting. I'm gonna try another game soon with the Crusader Ancient for the 4-up fight on death. So you can have Judiciar on one and 4-up fight on death on the other to really like be like, come at me, king. So I thought that could be kind of interesting because there's only 50 points for the Crusader Ancient, and you can go with a marshal. So it's like,
oh yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, so you don't lose the like output.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
interesting.
so like,
I think that's really good.
Yeah. So there's lots like that's what I think I'm finding the most fun with Bastion is one like I think my generic list was very good off the bat, which is surprising, but was actually quite good. But there's still so many things you can tweak. Like I think the double repex is like solid, and I don't think you want to get rid of that. They're just too good for the list. But like you could drop down to 120 man and just take a lot more assault intercessors, right? Like the assault intercessors are super good in Bastion. Like they're good in Black Templar's base, right? But then being able to get access to lethals or sustains when you want them. Sustained is very good when you get reroll wounds. So it's like, you can kind of get these multiplying effects there. The Emperor's Champions are pretty strong with them, right? And then just having always on advance. Well, you can do any movement thing and do anything. You can action, you can shoot, you can charge. Like it's pretty good. Like it feels really nice. It's like you get a turn of like only actions, and you're like, oh no, well I guess I just fall back and do them. Like, it was very funny. Like my whole army was tagged. I played Tau, and like he just like on his last turn just charged everything into my stuff. I was already like winning the game quite handily, but he's like, oh, well, I'll just like charge everything, and it's like I was like, okay, and like I didn't kill it. It was like fine. So I only had remnants, and then I got like cleanse and locust or something, and I was like, so I just fell my army back, and I was like, cool, it's my turn. I was like, because I could still do all the actions. It was very funny. Like I told the guy, but he's like, well, what else do I do? I was like, fair. Like it means I can't advance and do stuff, I guess. So like it limits my options. But yeah, it was just like it feels real good. Like so stuff like that, like the end games. If you still have stuff alive at the end of the game, feels really good. That is the kind of balance I feel like you have to try and find. Is the tempo with Bastion can be kind of weird because you kind of need to make sure you have that stuff alive at the end of the games to be able to like capitalize on that extra amount of stuff. But also all your units just have 2 OC base, which is just really good. Like it's just yeah. So I feel like that's pretty good. Yeah, so like been really having fun with that. I'm now 1 loss, which was in the mirror, and then 2 wins, so I'm feeling good. And my loss was to David Gaillard playing also Bastion, so I'll take it. I'll take it.
I can make a comment about that, Chris, and that everyone seems to be beating David Gaillard these days. So you're not beating David Gaillard. What's the?
Oh yeah.
I played a pickup game at my local game store the other day, and I was memeing to my friends a little bit about people I know beating David Gaylard, and my mate's like, you know that guy you played the other day for your random game? He beat David Gaylard on TTS the other day. So it's just
Yeah. Yeah. But it also, like,
what?
I know David's like testing a bunch of stuff, so like I feel like
Yeah,
that's it's we're also talking about like all practice games. Like he did win the Games Lab event the other week. So like
yeah. We're tongue in cheek, guys. We're tongue in cheek.
yeah, definitely. But it is funny to see stuff like that. But like really enjoying that. Also been thinking about like weird Talbaroos that I can go into, like taking extra breacher units because they're quite good in the current kind of environment. But I still think Tau just kind of get pushed a little bit by some of the marine builds. So trying to balance that, because like Katana really strong right now, right? Like I think we can both agree that Katana probably a bit pushed. But Marines are quite good at actually killing Catan. Thank God Vitrix aren't. So like the number of Vitrix go down because they're not good at killing Catan. But the rest of Marines actually quite good at killing Catan. Like +1 to wound oath is just very good at killing things. So like you can take lances, you can take like Ultramarines repulsors are like repulsor executioners are actually still very good. You still get the full hit rerolls because you still that you take G-Man as well, so you can still have 2 oaths, so like 2 different ones. Can do all the good things, right? You can just, and like even Redemptors, right, with +1 to wound, just push through a decent amount of damage. So like I think Marines are quite good into Catan. So you need to be able to beat Catan, but you also need to be able to beat Marines, which is going to be probably the most obvious answer to the Necron kind of lists that are propping up. So it's like, it's very difficult to build for both.
It is, which is good. I get, well, actually no, I would say it's not, right? Because it's like when you play a list that skews 2 ways at once. It's the classic like one thing is easier to tick for. Although I think it's interesting, like kind of leads well into the episode, right? Because it's interesting in a team's context. Because it's more interesting to have 2 sort of meta boogeyman that you can have answers for, but are not the same. Because then everyone always just takes their 1 pin.
Yeah.
Or maybe you take double pin for those things. And yeah.
So shall we then go straight in? Obviously, I think the Kraken RTT is this weekend, but we will talk about that in the post, and we'll hopefully get one of the players on that wins or does very well at that event.
Fishy's gonna win.
Fishy, yeah. We'll get my king, my hero, Fishy on. I think it's legally for a year that I have to call him a god.
Oh yeah. Did you see the picture of like Super Saiyan Fishy after that?
No, I made that. Yeah. Yeah. So let's just swap this over to the tier list. Cool. So normal kind of tier list vibes. Like we'll just go through. We'll talk about each one as we go there. But Tate and myself was talking about it beforehand, and we've kind of changed it from just being like these are really good, for S, A, B, C, and D, and kind of given them a bit of a category. So there's like a reason for where they are, and like C isn't actually as bad as it looks. Like there might be quite a few things in C, but it just means you want a specialist or it's there to specifically counter something, right? So it's not like, it's not necessarily bad, but it's like you need a reason for wanting it, right? Like, quite a good reason for wanting it. Or a very specific reason. Like B, you need a reason. C, you need a very specific reason. Like this is good because of this. This is why we're taking it, because it helps. Like, orcs aren't very good at the moment, but they're a really good pin with Y, so we're taking them. Whatever it might be.
Yeah. Cool.
Sweet. So where do you want to start?
Let's just go in order, right? Let's just go Grey Knights.
Grey Knights.
Same thing.
Okay.
Grey Knights are first. Yeah. Yep. Cool. I think this is kind of interesting. I actually think so. For those that are not aware, of the Uprising results, we had Reese do quite well with Grey Knights. I think Walkbane Task Force. And I think also stuff like Banishes has been cropping up a little bit in teams, like with the Advance in Charge and Interceptors out of Transports, Sanctic. There's like interesting stuff you can do with Grey Knights, but I don't know if it is it's not by default making an 8.
Yeah.
I don't think.
So it's not like the S or A. So it's not like yeah, nice to have or must have. Like it's maybe needs a reason. Like it's in that kind of like it's good on its own.
Does it do anything this meta? Is like like is it countering one of those two boogeymen? Does it blunt particularly well?
I don't think it blunts particularly well. It is pretty good at killing infantry.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And 2 wound infantry specifically, because like the interceptor, there's like it's a lot of damage 1 and damage 2, right? Like
yeah. I would say though it suffers from people taking 4 Marines a lot though.
That's fair. And like Dreadknights just die in this meta, right? If you're taking to kill Redemptors and Catan, you can kill a Dreadknight.
Yes, yeah. I think this is this like call me out if I'm being controversial or harsh. Is this a D tier?
Is this no? Just no.
Because like I was thinking, like, do you take this if you have a faction expert? You've got Cam Wilkinson.
Yeah.
You probably don't. Like you probably
yeah, there's probably something better he can be on. Oh, are we going off the bat straight to D? Like
D?
What does it counter though? Like it's fast good gun. So like on table pick, it does do some things, right? Like but do you want to push table pick on something that's probably not super strong? I guess
do Sanctic GMNDKs do a good damage into Catan? Full hit and win rerolls, like it's multi damage. It's low volume though.
Yeah.
So if they spike in,
yeah,
Catan killed them.
Yes.
I don't think they're not a good solution to it.
The melters could be cute, I guess, on the like grandmasters.
Yeah.
Again, low volume though, so it's volatile.
Yeah. The in the Banishers build, having the name is escaping me, Mists of Deimos is really good versus melee army.
Yep.
Because you probably out threat range them, and you have mists. So it's like.
But are we worried about melee armies? Like straight, like really being honest, like melee armies just die to Catan and to like Gladius, like
yeah.
So yeah,
it's D-tier crazy.
This is grim. This is a grim start. I said before the pod started, I was like, there'll probably be like 1 or 2 things in D-tier. We start with the first thing in D-tier.
Like it's all about that Ash vindication. For not podiuming at that tournament. It wasn't you, King. It was the Grey Knights.
they will let you down. Yep. So the next we have Admech. So I think there's some pretty strong builds here. You got like the Halo Screed build, which is quite aggressive. Like it can really kind of like, if it gets into a match where like, if you're running like the 30 Ruststalker build and you go into Marines, you do just rinse Marines with that kind of stuff. You can still take the chickens. You can take the Breacher unit, which is just really good into a lot of things at the moment. Not good into Catan, specifically very bad into Catan. For the anti-vehicle 4+, not anti-vehicle monster.
Yeah, but sus 5 oathed chickens are pretty good versus Catan.
That's fair. That's fair. With twin linked as well, so pretty consistent into the wounds. Yeah.
Yeah, and as Pardo keeps telling us, the Electro Priest unit is fairly good versus Catan as well. Like if you're not Star Shatter and it can double activate, like it can shoot charge, it kills one.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So I think you do need. I think Admech's still very good. You do need a player for it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I just watched a video by Floof Cox recently, who's one of the best GSC players in the world, who pivoted to Admech for a team tournament, and they went, I think, 1-4. So this is a really good player, and still, like, Admech is strong, no doubt, but just the pivot with no reps just didn't work.
Right, yeah.
So I still think you need your...
Yeah, so it needs to be someone that's, like, getting the play on with them. So, like, we're saying, like, a C, like a specialist. I do also think like the hunter cohort build where it should just still like a bajillion bodies is still just also very good. It's just like that kind of can go into anything, is probably like, you know, the Keir Smith 1010 machine kind of style, kind of play. But it has some actual upside matchups where it just can jail, right? Like,
yeah, well, that's the thing, because I actually think that beats Catan, right? Because you 5 at Philipine, they just can't shoot through it. Like,
yeah,
they hit you, you still hold the point. Because they're
yeah,
low volume, you're -1 to hit, you have an invuln, and you have a Philipine.
yeah, yeah. That's actually
Like,
pretty cute.
so
So yeah,
I'm torn between C and maybe B, in that like you need a reason.
yeah. Like in your composition, you need to be like, okay, we're taking Skatari Hunter cohort because we need a pin. Like this is like our 6th or 7th pick. We need a pin for Necrons before we like close out our team comp. It's like this is an answer here. The Keir Smith 1010 machine would beat Pantheon of Woe Catan.
It would. It truly would.
Yeah, I think maybe B. I'm feeling more B. Like Admech is a strong army and it does just do good damage now, right? Like it can, if it gets a table, like if it gets any amount of board, like pick or either board pick or like faction pick, it can just do some pretty crazy stuff.
Yep. With my thing is though, like, how seriously are we taking our like C? Because I do think you need the player.
Yeah.
So like, do we just go C tier with the caveat? Like, we still think it's good. You would take this for an 8, but
yeah, exactly.
You do need a reason.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think I'm just thinking like, oh, B is like the middle, but it's like nah, like C is actually absolutely fine here. Yes, okay, I'll go with it. Into C it goes. Need a specialist, absolutely fine if you take it. You just, you know, you want to have that person that, you know, is playing it. Makes total sense.
Space Wolves.
We have the Awoos.
Do we get a separate tile for you have Josh Migalushi on Space Wolves?
Yeah, it's a D or an S. There's no in between.
Yeah, it's 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a D purely for the fact that it is not Ultramarines or Bastion.
It's not Ultramarines, it's not Bastion. Even like Blood Angels has like, you know, like a genuine, like Rage Curse does have just like that pressure button. It needs to steer away from other Marines and Catan, which is pretty shitty, but it is very good into the rest. I would say that. Like it is just like, is a very strong army, fails against like the top 2, but in teams it's actually kind of fine because it does push a lot of differential into most other armies. But Space Wolves, pretty meh. Like D is just mid tier.
What was the build that was at what was that like?
Oh, the Alpine, the Alpine build. The like this is the stuff that I had in my cabinet I wanted to play with list. Yeah, it was like 2 units of Erads, 1 Ballistus, a Storm Raven, 2 units of Head Takers, 1 unit of Terminators. I had the Wolf Scouts, the actual like 105 point scout unit with the thunderclap.
Thunderclap.
Yeah. And he did actually fairly well, to be fair. Like he did do fairly well.
I was gonna ask, how did it go?
Yeah,
but,
like it has answers, right? Because like +1 to wound, Storm Raven is very good, and it gives it +1 into all of its targets, so it doesn't just have to shoot its oath target. So there's like reasons why it's interesting, right?
Yeah. And does oath lethal hits +1 to wound Ragnar unit? The Blood Claws kills a Catan, right?
Blood Claws probably, right? Because they get reroll wounds, right? If Ragnar's leading, yeah. So with lethal, it's probably right. Like they don't get +1 to wound though, because they don't get super oath. Nah, the +1 to wound is shooting only for the strat.
Okay, yeah, they do lethal's both twin linked though. Is like, yeah,
it's still not bad. Still definitely not bad. And also, like, you can get Lance from one of the enhancements. You could have a Wolfguard Battle Leader with Lance as well on, like, Head Takers. So I guess that, like, not the greatest, but they're wounding a Katana on 4s because they're strength 6 base, right? So not the worst thing in the world. But I don't think you want them for that matchup. And like Gladius is just like, oh, it's better in every single way. Like,
yeah, no, that was just some fun information for the side.
yeah,
If you play Space Wolves.
yeah,
Yeah, D tier. Get it out of here.
yeah. It just goes straight here.
Disgusting.
And I think it is actually worse than Grey Knights, so I think it goes specifically right there. Not that I think we're putting much weight into where each thing goes in a tier. It's like it's just in the tier.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worse than Grey Knights.
Yeah.
IK should be deleted from the game. F tier.
It's so pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was chatting with some of the guys in Benchwarmers earlier today about it. Like, it's just a horrible place to be something that dies to the same profiles as Catan and is not Catan.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a good time.
Yep.
Yeah. Only time you. Sorry, can you hear me at the moment?
Yep. Here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
It's just my thing sometimes doesn't light up, and I don't know my weird internet error. Yeah. Like the only possible time you'd take something like this is if you're trying to escape a pin. You're trying to have, you've got your Catan, you've got your Double Knights, or your, Catan triple EC Demon Prince. You're all vulnerable to the same stuff.
Yeah.
One of them is getting out and stat checking what it wants to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes this. I think that puts this in a C or a B, because it's you need a very specific niche to take this.
Yeah. There's a maybe a C, like a count, like the counter, right? Like you're taking an absolute skew of a team comp where 5 of your things are big things, so like you're really kind of pushing over the breakpoint. You're taking Crusher, you're taking both IKCK, you take Necron, like Pantheon of Woe, and then like I don't know, like some like tank spam, like an Iron Storm, or something crazy, or even like Demonic Incursion with like Rodigus, and like double creating clean ones or something, like something thick.
And then you take Taliban for 6 lows.
Yeah.
Oh baby, I've just found my 5.
Yeah. Oh, and then T-Sun's triple muta 30 Terminators.
Triple muta 30 Terminators. I don't even think that fits.
Hell yeah. No, that's only like 1600 points. Yeah. You could maybe fit Magnus as well, and then that would be your list. No Termi Sorks. But yeah, so like there's definitely that, but like I think there's just better things to be doing than that. Like that skew, like it'll win you some rounds, but it'll probably lose you just as many rounds that you'll win.
I agree with that. I think this is going very low in C tier. Would be my. Yeah.
I agree. Sisters. Now, I think both of us have interesting opinions on Sisters, but because I think you're pretty more intimate with Sisters because like of Kobe and Chad and stuff, so I'll go first here. But I think Sisters are really good. I think they're great at just holding games down, but also have like champions and martyrs, they have this like upswing potential, which not a whole heap of armies necessarily have, that they can like keep most games fairly close, but also have like upswings. Like if the Valgons just chew through something, they can break a game wide open really quickly, which in both those detachments is a really strong thing to do. But you still have this like good base of like Sacrosants, Retributors, all that kind of stuff. Retributors at the moment I think are fire. Like they just kill everything in the game. It's great. Like, what are your thoughts?
I'd pretty much agree with that. I think they have like one of the big things with Sisters and teams is there's build like you can tech for one kind of Sisters. Not that I think this is the other thing. I think Sisters is not powerful enough that you're specifically building to beat Sisters, but it's powerful enough that you still have to sort of respect it. So it's in that sort of like nice niche where it's not like accounted for, but it is good. And I think if you did happen to sort of build Bringers of Flame, am I doing it?
Yeah, you're doing your thing.
I'm doing it. Hold on, I'll be back. All right,
there we go.
Are we better?
Yeah, beautiful.
We're better. Excellent. Yeah. So I was just saying you can tech for like the 30 Sacrosants to be able to chew through them. and then you can hit MSU. You can hit the Bringers of Flame transports, although I don't know if you see that as much, but it is a thing. The output into things like Catan has to be respected. Like you got the Vile unit, you can sustain full rerolls +1 to hit and wound in champs. Catan don't chew through 30 Sacrosands well either, and they will be auto seed. So I think Sisters is a really good spot. I want to say it's a nice to have trending towards it. Like I don't think you have to have it, but I think very.
I would agree. I think that is positioned really well. They help into the kind of the beaters at the moment. They're also like fairly good into like guard and stuff like that, which is you're probably going to see a lot in teams. Like I think they're fine for that matchup as well. Again, like it's probably quite drawish, but like things can go your way probably more often than they won't go your way, which I think is just nice to have.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we got Kier here. Sisters has a lot of viable builds too. I feel like Bringers, fast guns, champs, hallowed, no guns, yes guns, etc. Yeah, you can actually build a list that just has no guns and just all the bodies, and it's actually still quite viable.
Yes. Yeah. Bring back 30 Arcoflagellants. Please don't.
30 Sacrosands, 30 Arcos. Sounds like a chore.
Yeah. Cool. Thousand Suns. The big question: Are you playing Rubricate Phalanx or not? Because that depends deeply where it's going to go. No, I think.
Yeah. Is your name David Garado or not?
Yeah.
Oh, you're breaking up a little. Your face freeze framed it on the best frame, by the way.
It always does it. Can you screenshot it?
I have to go back into it. I'm sure Kia can go back and screenshot and send it to you.
All right, I'm gonna drop off for a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna try hotspot myself. I don't know what's going on.
Usual tech difficulties here. So whilst Tate is doing this, I will do my thoughts on Thousand Suns. And yeah, I think Rubricate Phalanx is pretty interesting. You have these kind of like quite durable, like kind of beta builds that have still really good output because Thousand Suns just natively have very good output, but you still have the durability that you can kind of have, which Thousand Suns kind of misses sometimes, having that like durability. Like when you could take Grand Coven with like a couple of muters, back in Index, that was kind of like fine because you had the durability from the Mutalith Vortex beasts, and then the rest of the army could be squishier because you had that kind of chunk. You kind of now have to build in a way where you have innate durability, so Rubricate Phalanx helps with that. If you do have slightly less output in Phalanx than like Coven, because like Magnus is like such a damage dealer and also makes your rituals more consistent, so like that is kind of like you're a bit more at the whims of dice in Phalanx, but the durability also means you have more units alive, so you have more time to have the dice come back into your favor if they started off. It's kind of like my thoughts.
I pretty much agree with that. I think that basically sums it up. I think the other thing for Phalanx is it has two huge things that Grand Common doesn't, which is fallback, shoot, and charge, and then advance and shoot. So advance and shoot comboed with, because every time I've played Phalanx, I get someone with this. I explain it to them, and then they still fall into it. The advance and shoot plus temporal surge means the threat range on you guys is a lot further than it looks. And then being able to just like run Scarab Occult, like rapid Terminators, walk up, shoot something, kill something, charge, get into an awkward spot, and then you can fall back, shoot, and charge again. Is really strong. So I think like Scarab Occult or Rubric Phalanx is a good pin with something. It's a good like bit more of a stable build than Grand Coven. And then Coven, I think Coven is fine in teams at the moment. I don't think it really does what it wants to into Necrons as well as it used to. Like the Katana are actually a bit of a problem as long as your opponent just doesn't put them
Yeah, it's like
on points.
Magnus
They're very
has to
hard
deal with it if it's not on a point, which feels kind of rough.
because -1 damage fucks Magnus, and no rerolls means you're not wounding stuff well.
Mm. Yeah, it's
Yeah, well, like you can put the full hit and wound rerolls on like a sorcerer unit or something, but then like it's just really awkward. So I think that matchup is not as favored as it used to be.
mm,
Yeah. That said, it still has really good damage output into big stuff, which
yep,
is around in the meta heaps. So
definitely. I think it's B.
yeah,
Like I'm feeling like a
cool.
B.
You're
Like it's
still there.
just you need a reason to have it, but like there's a lot enough reasons.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep. I think there might be a bit of a delay. Ooh. Hello? Can you hear me? Hey. Hello.
Hello, we're back. Can you
Hell
send me
yeah.
the screenshot as well? Excellent.
Yeah. Great.
Got him.
I think there's just like a little bit of like lag delay there.
Um, yeah, yeah. Where did you end up putting him?
I think B. I think B like is like there's enough reasons to like that there's a
Oh,
reason to have
you
it,
don't
right?
really. Yeah.
It's not a skill issue episode if we don't have some technical difficulties, right? Oh,
Yes. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I
There
think it's
is
good.
I think like a 7-second delay. It's pretty wild.
Um,
Let's see how long.
yeah, for sure. This feels more than normal though.
Yeah.
Sad. This is my apartment. It just is the bane of internet. Um,
So Dark Angels is next. This is cursed.
all right, hold on. I'm gonna swap to my phone.
Hell
Let's see
yeah.
if that helps. You will have to do the.
Okay. I'll talk about Dark Angels. Let's do this. While I talk about Dark Angels for the next little bit. Okay. So Dark Angels I thought would be pretty good in this current meta. This is me holding my microphone for extra vibes here. And then I played a couple of games with them and they felt really bad. Just like a lot of -1 damage felt good, but like being damage 2 into the current meta didn't feel very good. Like you're decent into like Gladius, but besides that, not so good. So like you're kind of slow Marines that doesn't have the all-in potential that Gladius does. This is in Wrath of the Rock, obviously. And then you have like Dark Angel Stormlance, where yes, you have the reactive move, but then I think there's just better things you can be doing in Stormlance than like 15 Deathwing Knights and the Lion. The Lion getting always on advance and charge is very good. Like that is very strong. I think the Stormlance build is interesting, but I just don't think doesn't push through enough damage. The Lion also does like a sadly low amount of damage to a Catan, which is very, very sad. And then besides that, yeah, like you just like you take the E-Rad unit, but it's so slow, so the Catan can always just be around them. Like, yeah, so then you have to like rapid them, and then they kill one Catan, and then if they're running 3, you just have 2 Catan for the rest of the game that you have to deal with. It was really bad. Yeah. Are you back, my king?
I'm back, by the way. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm back.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Hell.
Excellent. Cell phone prevails.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think B is roughly good for Thousand Suns. What are we doing for Archangels?
I think that maybe specialist if there's like, but like they're really good into aggressive melee armies, and as I said earlier, I just don't think that they're what the source is right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see like maybe a faction specialist if that exists.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I just feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I almost wonder if it's D tier. Like if we're going like full full John T. Larson on this, all the Marines except for the ones in S tier are D tier, right?
Pretty much. Like there might be a. I'm just trying to think. Like obviously normal. Like ultras will be high. Raven Guard will probably be fairly low. Oh yeah.
Raven Guard's not D.
Mm,
But it's not high.
yeah. 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 Okay. It can go in D. I think it's above the other two though.
Yes, I agree with that.
Move that down. Not that I think we really put much weight into this. Whoa. So it can go there.
Sure.
Cool. So Astra next. What do you think of
Guard.
Astra? Guard.
It's somewhere between. I think if we were ranking GW terrain, it's an S. If we're going WTC, it's probably higher than Sisters in A.
Yep. And I think we're talking basically. I think there's two builds you can go. There's the Rizzled Vets, which are just strong. You know, just very strong. You can build them heavy infantry. You can build them very tank heavy. Both are very good. There's a mixed, which is also probably the best of the two. But you can skew it a bit more in teams, so you can try and hunt a certain thing a bit more, and you can really build your list to hunt a certain thing in Guard, which is really cool. But I think the sleeper is I still think Recon Guard is actually probably very good.
I was just thinking about this today. I think I might have put it in the Spellbound chat, but yeah, I think Recon is strong in this meta.
Yeah, it's actually crazy because like Necrons, unless you're running like the 40 warrior build, which I feel like is going to be pretty like slim, like Necrons just don't have enough volume to deal with it, right? Like, so yeah, you're just like cool. I will hold the points. I don't care if you're killing 20 guardsmen a turn. I have 400 of the fuckers.
Yeah, you literally just like two Catachan units just charge the Nightbringer.
Yeah. Cool. You killed 10 of me. No. Oh no, brother.
Still my point.
Yeah. So I actually think this is I think it's very strong for that. And I also don't think it's bad into like the Gladius builds, because a lot of the Gladius builds still don't have the raw output to get through it. Even like the Repexes, right? If you're starting to take those in Ultramarines, you can Stormify one, sure, but then the other one's you're probably getting 3-up saves against most of the good guns, because it's all like AP0 or AP1. Like
that is true. Yeah, the volume is still crazy. Like if you can pivot the oath, so you're still re-rolling and then you're wounding, like everything's wounding on a 2.
Yeah.
Like you still do good damage, and your combat is suddenly really good. Because like everything can just be charging.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still don't think it's a favorable matchup.
Yeah, which is like pretty cool, right? Like, but you also have to like, you know, do Pilates for 3 years before you can play it. So, because you need to have that core strength to be able to play 250 models, and roll that many dice. Because everything just having sustained hits is just so obnoxious at the same time.
That's crazy. Like Dylan has the healthiest relationship with his wife in 40k, and has the core strength to play Recon. He's clearly been attending Pilates sessions with his wife.
Yeah, that's the one, mate. That's the one. I wouldn't put Dylan past being a Pilates person. Like just on the side being a Pilates instructor. I could see that.
Yeah, I can see Dylan being a Pilates instructor.
So saying that, then okay. Yeah. Are we thinking S or A? Like, is this a must-have?
Damn, that was like we both grabbed half of it.
Yeah. That's like with that time when you both put your hand on the same cookie. Like, oh.
I think this is a must-have.
Yeah, this is a must-have. Yeah,
it's like I dropped my folder. You bumped me in the hallway. I dropped my folder, and we both fumbled around on the ground to pick it up. Yeah. This is probably the lowest of the must-haves, I think. But this is a must-have.
I agree.
Do we have delay again?
I think we might do.
Great.
The curse of the bridge internet.
The bridge internet, yeah, it's terrible. I will pause and see if it catches up, or I'll try to rejoin.
Sure. And then we get to see my face twice again. Hell yeah. Yeah. Oh. Hey, gorgeous.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet.
All right. This is just our life now. Guard S tier.
Yeah, guard, lowest of S tier, 100% agree with you. Like, that's just where they'll sit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Eldar I think is very interesting. I think it's like definition of C tier. There's a lot of counter builds you can do with Eldar. Like a lot of interesting stuff. If you have a specialist, I think it's still very strong. And
I
it has a
agree.
lot of build variety. Like I know people are still on Aspect Host. Windrider Host has done very well in teams before, and a lot of more people are on it now. Guardian Battle Host has stuff it can do. I still think you're taking Sisters over Guardian Battle Host for the same role. And then I've even heard some whispers about Yanari, some interesting stuff that you can do in Yanari.
That's cool.
I think C tier. Yeah, and Fire Dragons are very good.
They're still good,
meta. Like if you just go 3x5, 3x5 Fire Dragons hooning out of a Serpent. I think this is probably better than IK, but not Admech.
Yeah, I would say so. I would agree with that. I also saw that someone did really well with a Wraith Knight recently, like in the last weekend, and I was like, fucking baller. Because like 2d3, strength 20, AP4, 2d6 damage, dev wound shots. Like, if a couple of those dev wound, you're just like, oh cool, you just die. Like,
goodbye. Yeah,
like
exactly. You can Wraith Knight kill Catan.
Yeah, within 18 inches, you're re-rolling the type dice, like the number of shots dice as well. So like if you roll those ones, cool, re-roll it. Like so you're getting like 4 to 5 shots consistently, which is pretty good. Like you're wounding on 3s. There's no re-rolls though, so you are just kind of like, here we go. But it is like toughness 12, 2-up save, 16 or 18 wounds. Like it's fairly durable. Like it's like a Land Raider. The cost of like 2 Land Raiders, but it does kill a Land Raider real good.
yeah. Output of 2 Land Raiders.
Yeah. I think that's interesting.
So
I just thought it was a cool anecdote. It was like, I would like to see Wraith Knights back now that they're not oppressive and dev wounds don't spill over. Like, I'd like to see them back because they're cool as models. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing some Wraith Knights being interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's like my a friend of mine here went 5-0 with Wraith Host or Spirit Conclave or whatever it is. Yeah. No Wraith Knight, but still, like I think it just goes to show the diversity that the Eldar Codex still has.
Yeah.
Or the depth that it has.
Yeah.
And I think Liam VSL as well was playing around with Seer Council. So there's like 5 different builds in there.
Yeah. I feel like there's a bit of direction, a bit of directionless in Eldar at the moment. Like people haven't solved anything, and I feel like Eldar players need something solved to be like really strong, or the perception to be really strong. But I don't think it means that they're weak. It just means that it's just a lot harder to find that that correct place to be.
Yes. Yeah. Agree. Next, World Eaters. What is that?
Don't like them. I do not like them. Like, what are they good into? Like,
well, look, Hellbrutes. 6-inch piling consolidate Hellbrute.
Cool. It does 2 damage to a Nightbringer and dies.
No. Yeah, I think, which is interesting because World Eaters traditionally have rinsed Necrons, but the Catan are an issue. I think do you know of 3 Exalted 8-bound in the Berserker Glaive guy doesn't kill a Catan?
Nah, it's like 10 or 12 damage or something.
Okay, because I have a friend here who's a very good World Eaters player, and he's running 6 Exalted with the Slaughterbound guy, and that does just like
they're all bopping.
But it is, it's 1 unit.
Yeah, and it's also like a 380 point unit or 400 point unit.
Yeah. I still think for me this is an A tier.
A tier.
If it's A tier, if you're avoiding, it is nice to have, like it puts on good pressure, and if you're avoiding those things that it can't kill.
But what can it kill? Like Gladius, it doesn't beat. Necrons, it doesn't beat. Like it
Yeah,
does.
but then it puts on
It's,
a lot
it's
of pressure into like the Thousand Suns, Sisters.
yeah,
Sisters depends on the build of both factions,
yeah.
but Thousand Suns,
It doesn't beat
Sisters.
Astra. Like Astra probably wins that.
I don't know about that. Depends on the build.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
That's
think
fair.
because I think if you're looking at a lot of the more tank heavy builds, you have less screens now because people are putting points into Bulgrin and horses
Yeah, Bulgrin aren't good for World Eaters though.
for
Like,
World.
yeah, like it does take a long time to chew through. Like the 20 man
Yeah.
does it, but like if the 20 man's just going into 200 points of Bulgrin and then dying, doesn't feel great either.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see a B tier then. I don't think it's a C tier.
No, it definitely is like you need a reason to have it. Like if you want the melee pin, it's probably the best other like one of the other best other high melee. Like I think Blood Angels is probably better than it. But then if you're taking Blood Angels, it means you're not taking Ultramarines, which is probably better. So it's like one of those things where like there's a bit of push and pull there.
Exactly. Like melee pressure as well as one of your team's sort of like staples. And in 8, you're probably going to have some kind of melee pressure for things that are weak to it.
Yep.
And I do think World Eaters, like you say, if Blood Angels is out, World Eaters is probably the best one.
Yep. Because there's a couple of Custodes builds that are like not necessarily melee pressure, but they're like they can put the pressure on. But yeah, like I think B is fine. I think yeah, I don't think they're nice to have in the fact that they just slot into any team con. You do need a reason to have them. Like I don't think you just I think, like if you have 7 players and you're like, oh, I'll just add World Eaters, it'll be fine for the comp. Like you need a reason to have them.
I think the reason is that though that you need like I was saying, you need some kind of melee pressure because it's silly to not have it. And then World Eaters just does it better than everything bar Blood Angels, which you don't have because you have Ultramarines.
I could see it. So I guess yeah, that's the same as like Drukhari, Custodes, Orcs. Like, yeah.
I'm gonna put it above Thousand Suns, the compromise.
Okay, I'll allow it. All
right. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, my generous overlord of Odyssey
40k.
Right.
So yeah, just yeah, like do we even need to talk about it? Like we're literally talking about it because we talk about it with every other faction, right? Like
yeah, Catan too strong.
Yeah.
The one thing I will pick out that we haven't mentioned is I think even with no Catan, Curse Legion's still very strong.
Yep, fair.
Like I think that is a really good melee pressure army. If Catan were to be removed from the game, it has really good fight phase control in the melee mirror as well.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Like Necrosaur is just an absolute beater of a character. Like he's just nuts for even 165 points. When I saw his points, I was like, ooh, and then I kept on reading like everything he does. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Like it kind of got more exciting the more I read. I was like, oh god, it's like okay, so yeah, that's like he's a very strong data sheet. He slots into literally every Necron list, and you wouldn't be upset with it, which is pretty crazy.
Yes. Yeah. Fishy asked me to write him a Necron list today with a caveat that he does not have this guy. And I was like, he doesn't have the Nightbringer or this.
Yeah,
what's
Pantheon of Will it is.
Yeah. Yeah, unless do we need to say anything else about that other than that we think probably the best build, unless you're playing like 5s or you're a newer team and you want to take Pantheon of 5 idiots, the double Catan Star Shatter is probably the best build.
Yep. I still think there's like good value in the like the either Catanless or 1 Catan 40 warriors with Necrosaur as well. Like I feel like there's not a lot that can deal with the 20 warriors at the moment. There's things that can, but like I feel like in teams as well, you can like there'll be less of the like super high volume kind of armies at the moment. So like that could be like a cool flex. So like your Necrons aren't affected by the Necron kit tech.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, which is part of why Recon is so good, right? So that's, interesting. You can have those and pair them together as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute. EC, I reckon this is probably B, maybe C.
I think it's probably
Purely-
specialist. I think there's
Yeah.
definitely reasons to take them. But
I
yeah,
think it's
you need
stuff is
someone
the
that's
meta.
really good with them. Like you're not gonna like you're not building your team comp and then finding someone to play EC. You're having an EC player and then cool, they work for the team. You're playing them.
Yeah. What do we think about that? Better than Eldar, maybe?
I think they're closer. Yeah, that's fine. I think. I do think.
Yeah.
I do think they do have a lot of decent, like, fine matchups. Which
Yes.
is which is quite good. So like they're definitely like you want a specialist, but they also can counter things. So like if you find that they're working, really good into certain matchups, and you have something else, or you're like your team comp's lacking in that, you can add them in, and that's also a really fine reason to take them. If you don't have like a really like strong specialist, but someone that can get 5-10 games before the event, I think you'll probably be all right. But
Yeah.
saying that, if you think that they're good into a matchup and then you're trying to get someone to play them to get to that point, you're probably already in the wrong area. You need someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I would say the one thing, the meta is quite polarizing for EC because all your big heavy stuff and the fact that everyone's teching for big heavy stuff is both really bad because EC both relies on being big heavy stuff and can't kill big heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But then it does kill marine bodies really well. So that is useful in teams. Like if you have a less tank heavy marines list,
Yeah.
EC should go into it quite well.
That's true.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like there's if I saw it on a team comp, I'd be like, oh yeah, like what are they trying to do with it? I'm not gonna be like, why the hell is that there? Whereas if I saw Dark Angels, Grey Knights, or Space Wheels, I'd be like, eh. Grey Knights is the one there that I'm like, maybe it is specialist. I am kind of like in the back of my mind, I'm like, because I think there might be stuff there. There might be a bit more gas than we're giving credit. But
we can revisit at the end because
yeah.
I do think Banishes has a like there is stuff Banishes does, there's stuff Sanctic does.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of like I know some people disagree on this, but I think there's a lot of skill expression in Grey Knights still. So
yeah, I think so. I was talking to Matt, and yeah, because he's playing Wartbane at the moment. He doesn't like Wartbane, but he's trying it just to make sure he gets like the vibes for it. And yeah, it is like it's a lot of skill expression because you need to know your damage threshold so well, and you need to know like what you are guaranteed to do because you can't leave things alive because you're really pretty squishy. Like you're actually really like not that durable, for the most part. So you need to be like you need to play as a scalpel. You need to be playing all the tricks. The thing that I love, and I always laugh every time I see it, is like empty rhino in a ruin, and then you deep strike down interceptors, shoot the interceptors, move into rhino. It's just the funniest thing I see, like constantly. And it's like, it's a really cool like combo to be able to do. But it's just so funny when you're like, you get one unit out to go flip a point, and then interceptors come down, shoot, and then just run inside. It's quite cool, right? Like, because you're keeping your unit safe. Like, you get this extra movement, extra shooting activations. It's quite cool.
I used to love that with my Telemorph in 9th edition, deep strike, shoot, fire and fade into the truck, or run out of one truck, shoot and fire and fade into another truck on the other side of the board. Was quite funny. Yeah, we can
Yeah, maybe there.
do that.
Fair. Okay, now time for your homeboys for your GSC.
Or are they? This is a specialist counter army if ever I saw it. Like, I think the meta is like Brood Surge is not in a good place on WTC terrain. I think Outlander Claw can still blunt quite well. Like Outlander Claw fucks Pantheon of Woe. It just doesn't have the activations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you definitely need a player for this. Can't just pick up and play it. I also think Xenocreed is maybe a bit more interesting now, given like the volume thing. Like it's a bit like your Recon. It's a bit like your 40 Warriors. Not quite like they're nowhere near as tough, but like I played it on TTS versus Chad the other night, and he was like, it just has so many. Like you have to think about surge. You have to think about where the guys are coming back. You have 6-inch rapid, and like it doesn't hit that hard, but it just poses problems. It's got a lot of units.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's better or worse than EC. I think it probably depends on your player. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think.
don't really have that
Yeah,
much more to say about it. I think if you
yeah,
have a good player, you take it.
yeah. What? So what? Sorry, what detachments did you say that you think are like where to be?
I think probably Outlander or Xenocreed, maybe Final Day, maybe Host. Like I think it's got a lot of build diversity.
That's awesome.
All of those in
Yeah.
teams. I think Biosanctic really suffers into Catan and still into some things like Death Guard. It also loses melee mirrors because it's always slower.
Right.
But all the other ones that are not the guard one, because the guard one's not real, I think if you have the player for it, you can play it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I haven't played a lot of GSC recently, so like, I'll take the person that actually plays the faction over myself. But I do think there's some pretty cool things you can do, and I think GSC are in like they're always that kind of like a little bit in the Brewers' advantage, right? Because like you always have that like not as you don't get nearly as many reps into GSC as you do most other factions. I would say like they're probably one of the least played factions, even when they're really popular. They're like really popular as they're like 1 out of 10 games, maybe. Whereas like you'll play like 3 or 4 marine mirrors, you know.
Yeah,
one in
that's
1 in 10
crazy
has
for
also been
GSC.
like
1 out of
this is
10.
like peak, you know, Eric Lathuris level, you know,
Yeah.
is stomping people with them. Everyone wants to play them, you know. And that's still like peak, you know. So like maybe yeah, 1 in 20 games you play against GSC. So like the GSC player always has more reps than you do. Because even when you're playing Marines, right? If you're playing Grey Knights, if you're playing any of the power armored factions, yes, they play differently and they have different tricks, but like you still have like the same damage thresholds a lot of the time. So like, like you feel the same, whereas GSC feel very different because they recur in such weird ways. You know, since they have these like crazy damage units, it's just very bizarre. It's like, oh, what do these 10 metamorphs do? Oh, they just kill God. What?
But very specific god. Like 10 metamorphs can kill like 40 marines, but not a tank.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
it's like a weird like
Yeah. Yeah, you get them
yeah.
into that what they want to, and you're like, what? How many points is that? Oh, like 150. What? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I remember putting it into Ryan's Crusader brick and he was like, oh my god, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna hit you back now. And I was like, it's damage 2, bro. And he's like, Jesus Christ. Like
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
So I think there's definitely like if you're playing GSC, I think that definitely like play like get vibes, play play your next 4 games, play one as Outlander, one as Xenocreed, just kind of get a feel for like all the different kind of combos you can do, because for teams specifically, being able to be that player that can flex to melee beater to board control style, all that kind of stuff is really important.
I think that's the other thing is that the builds matrices look so different. Like I think probably more different than any other army.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Between the
That's what you
different
want.
segments.
Like that's really what you want.
Yeah.
Like you don't want them like, oh, this one ticks slightly more this way. Like no, you want crazy different matrices because it means you can like, cool, this is the one that works for our comp, right?
Yeah.
Super helpful. Next we have
For sure.
Raven Guard. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. They were an S tier the last time we did one of these.
Yeah. I think now it is narrowly escaping D tier. Would be my
mate, it's pretty fucking close.
yeah. Well, I think the thing that I think, and again, it depends how Larson we're going, because there's no real world where you bring this over Ultramarines.
Yeah.
There is some tricky stuff that does, like if you have your guy who's just the king of rapid ingress turn 1, like it does things that are difficult to deal with that those don't. I think. Oh, hold on. We're also not GW terrain now. Fucking stick it in D tier.
Hell yeah.
Let's
slip
get it out of here.
Oh, whoa. No. My line.
Nah, it's better than dark.
Nah.
It's better than dark.
Nah.
I think you're probably right. The lion probably does.
It's just the lion. Like I think Lion Stormlance is actually still just a thing. Like
Wrath of the Rock.
I don't think Wrath of the Rock. I generally don't think Wrath of the Rock. Like the durability is just like people are pushing through more damage now. So like you're just checking the damage easier. So I just don't think that's really like a thing. The like the durability doesn't count as much, so you just need to be faster and hitting harder. So like I think Stormlance is probably where you go now. And it's close. I think Wrath of the Rock is still fine. And like I think for singles Wrath is probably better because Stormlance just has some really bad matchups, and you just want to kind of be able to dodge those. Whereas Wrath has not as great matrix, but it has a lot softer of a matrix.
That's fair. Drukhari, I think, could be quite interesting. I don't know if we're going to disagree. I think it's probably falling off in this meta.
I think that what's the Cabalite Cartel is actually pretty interesting. Like I think stocks for that go just on demand. Like this thing needs to die. It's like kind of gives you like pseudo oath, and your things do hit pretty hard. Like Hellions, Scourges, like being able to play uninteractive with like an oath, pseudo oath is pretty strong. Being able to just 1 CP flip your oath, really good. Like
Archon Incubi with lethals as well, and crit 5s.
Yep.
Do fuck.
Yeah. And you just take all Dark Lance on your Scourges now because Catan. So just like, you know, like Haywire is cute, but it's like it's just not worth it. You need, if you're going into Catan, you need to be able to hammer blow them. But yeah.
I think it's probably C tier.
I think it's still specialist. Yeah, I agree. Specialist. I think it's probably like mid. It's probably like EC levels. I think. One thing you can do, my king, is if you just put them put it at the end. Like say if you just do this, and you can select all of them, and then you can kind of be like wee and do that.
Oh my goodness, that might require me to have a mouse.
Oh, Mr. Mr. Fingers.
I moved to my kitchen table because I thought the internet would be better. Rookie mistake.
Yeah, cooked. But yeah, I think it's around the EC GSC kind of like that style. I think Spectacle's still fine. It still does the things right, like it does shut down Pantheon Row, like advance and charge Nightbringer, advance, cool. Goodbye 5 witches. You are gone.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, but like it does control that game fairly well, right? So like, which is kind of nice. Hellions are pretty bad, obviously, but like you still just like out OC, you still play like that kind of style fairly fine. In Spectacle, and like you do just like the Marine matchups are pretty good with like 25 to 30 Hellions, right? Like you just rinse those Marine bodies so well.
For sure. Yeah, I think it's if you're like sorting with Spectacle, maybe like you're just playing like the MS witches and you're just going like you have no points.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's pretty strong.
Yeah, it's gonna be harder to pull off in pairings now as well.
Definitely, especially as now Spectacle kind of got like, again, it was like it had that huge Brewers advantage of like no one knew how to play around that strat. Now kind of a lot of people know. And like my favorite thing now is like you play Bastion into that, and it's like, all my pistols get to shoot you if you charge me. Excellent. Fun fact: the 20 Crusaders, all the power armored guys have 2 pistols because they don't lose their bulk pistol for some reason. So they have a heavy bulk pistol and a bulk pistol.
Pistol is the bane of the witch detachment.
Yeah, especially advance and pistol is the most important part there.
Yeah. Or like GSC into that thing, like everyone has hand flamer pistols, and you do challenge me, and you're just like, cool. Anyway.
Yeah. I guess like there was like the Hellion units. It's like kind of interesting because like, cool, I lose 2 Hellions, that's fine. Yeah. Like there's still units where it's still strong with, but you don't get to do the cheeky jank with like, these Reavers or these 5 witches just go and like stop your entire like 200, 300 point unit from doing something. Like no. So I think the stocks of that have gone way down, and like people also just know how to play around it a bit better. So it's like not as strong, right? Because it was like such a crazy strat when it came out, and everyone was like losing their minds. And it is very strong, but once you kind of figure it out, it's like, okay, it's just something. It's like a reactive move. Yeah. You just play around it.
It also has a lot of, well, it doesn't have a lot, but like there's fail points, like 2 CP and being like you can fail your charge, and then you've not done anything. Like I don't know. I think it's
exactly.
I think it's fun. Yeah.
Anyway,
cool.
on to the Golden Boys. I think these are actually. It was like, I laughed when I saw the list. It was like 3 Land Raiders. This is ridiculous. This is going to be trash. And now I've seen it played like a couple of times. And then I've like, thought about it more. And I was like, a lot of lists actually struggle into this. Like reactive moving into a Land Raider is obnoxious.
Yeah. What do we reckon? A or B? I think it might be A.
I think
put
it's
it there
really
as a
good.
meme
Like,
for the
yeah, I
hype,
think it
to
genuinely is
like
just like,
roll it up there.
if
But
you have, I think it's specifically that kind of build at the moment. I don't think that it's like the golden tide of just shield guard does it. I think the Land Raiders is actually what tips it over the edge of being like, oh, like I like being able to reactive move into a transport for custodians actually is like very strong. The one thing I have noticed though with the build is 3 Land Raiders is very hard to move on WTC.
yes, yeah, I do prefer it on GW or like this slamming down as a first defender. I think the problem with first defending this in this meta is you probably like everyone will have their Catan pin, and you can just get bang, you guys are dead on the light table is rough. So it is in like an awkward spot where it wants to go down early for board pick. It also could just get pinned if that happens.
Yeah,
But like that said, like you said, the results do speak for themselves. So
it's just, yeah, it kind of falls a little bit into melee pressure, which is funny because that's usually what Talons is really good into. But it just plays this really good control game into most of the field. It does, I think, actually do quite well into like World Eaters. It doesn't do well into Blood Angels though. But it plays like a really good shooting game. Like you can't just like what you often could do with like Tau into Custodians is like put all your guns down one angle and just like delete things, but you don't consistently delete a Land Raider with Tau. So it's like, oh, so like you put these guns out, and then if they just like spike a couple of saves, and then 4 laser cannon shots are coming back at your Riptide, you do not feel good about that. So it's like,
although
yeah, pretty
4
bad.
laser cannon save the Riptide, you just roll all your 4-ups. It's fine.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Riptide fail a 4-up.
That's true. But and also if you're shooting the Riptides at those and you're not shooting them at the guards, so it's like this whole like, but then if you don't shoot the Riptides, then they shoot back and they hurt. It's a cool like problem that you're giving to a lot of the shooting armies, and then they still have the reactive move, and it's like good. Like Talons has a good suite of strats, like the +1 strength and AP and ranged is really cute. Like the +1 to wound against a damaged target is really strong. Like they just have good like breakpoints to do damage.
Yeah, fallback shooting charge, huge on all those units as well. Yeah, I think A10 and better or worse than Sisters. I think
it's
the
worse than
build
Sisters.
Diversity. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the build diversity of Sisters and the table agnosticism pushes it up.
Yeah. Sisters on a good table though can cook. Like Sisters on a good board can like does have some sauce, but like the fact that they don't need it is just really nice. Whereas Custodians, if you attack with them early, it can be like really grim.
Yes. Yeah. Do you want to Templars? Where are we putting Bastion?
Baby. Yeah. So I think Templars. Again, obviously at the start of this whole thing, I talked about how I've just been like getting progressively more excited about Bastion Black Templars. I think it's good. I think one, it's really fun. First off, and I do think it's just very solid, and you can build it to shut down very specific things in a teams format, which is I think really good. If you don't have access to it like an Ultramarines player, or you want to not take Ultramarines because you don't want to like, build for like the anti-tech, like maybe you're taking the 40 warrior Necron builds and you're just trying to skew so you're not taking the meta builds of things, which is definitely something you can do. Like so you're not getting necessarily specifically teched for. I think Black Templars can be pretty good. The D6+2 Surge move is very funny in the shooting matchups, and in the mixed arm matchups, it's also very good because like, oh, I'll charge you with this unit, but I'll shoot you first. Is like, well, no, you can do one or the other, because like I'll surge into you and then I kill you. Like, I think the main points that make it like push Black Templars over like say like a Death Watch or anything like that, Bastion, is the +1 to wound and the crit 5s and then access to the strat for lethal or sustained. Like It's so crazy
Yes.
when you have
Yeah.
lethal sustained 5s, reroll 1s to hit, and then sustain lethal on all those chainswords. It's just a bajillion attacks that go through, and then +1 to wound, effectively, because most of the time you're fighting something that's strength toughness 4 or above, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just
I
crazy.
think it's also well positioned in the meta, right? Because people aren't pushing for horde, and I don't know exactly the math on this, but the bricks do pick up big things, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like they'll
The Marshall 20 mans with sustained lethal pick up a any Catan consistently. It's like it does like 19 wounds through the feel no pain. Yeah. And I think that's without the Marshall attacking. Like I didn't add that into my math. So plus 8 attacks.
Sure.
So like so that's like pretty consistent.
Oh.
The issue is you need to get a bunch of the guys fighting, which can be the issue. But you can like throw a grenade or something first. You know, you can do other things to like chip them down a little bit. The issue is like the Star Shadow one, because you do need to shoot it to proc the reroll ones to hit, which you do really want. So it's like kind of annoying in that regard. But it just means you have to set up a bit more for it, right? Like it's not.
Yeah. I think depending how, like, there's also with the advance and charging unit of that size, where if you hit some bigger charges, big advances, sorry, you can like hem the reactive move a bit.
Yeah.
Or you can like run JPI out and block the reactive move. That might be I don't know how many JPI you fit in the list.
Yeah, it really depends on how like I think the 2 repulsor executioners are like kind of great because your assault intercessor units can like jump in them and bounce around. The transports there are pretty strong. The transport plus like, being a repulsor executioner is really strong. The Repics getting also access to sustained or lethals is just really good as well. Usually sustained because you have like a 10-shot dev wound gun or a 12-shot dev wound gun and then just a bunch of shots. So you kind of push through like extra dev wounds as well, which is again really good in Catan. You have the just like tap potential, like I rolled a 6 on my laser destroyer. There's 3 hits, 2 or 3 wounds go through, and then the Catan fails 2 of them. They actually could just like tap a Catan. Like it's not likely, but it's not out of the world either. Like it's not actually that crazy, which is pretty strong, right? Plus all the other guns you get to shoot into them, right? You're doing like 3 to 4 dev wounds, all this kind of stuff is just really quite good. So I think like that's good. I don't think it's like super favored in the Necron match. I've actually got next week I've got a match into Necrons to see what it's actually like, because I generally think Bastion's quite strong. So I want to test all these things. I'm testing it into Guard, I'm testing it into Necrons, just trying to see like where it actually slots in, like because it's gonna have bad matchups. Like I know triple Gatling to spoiler gonna be bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's genuinely so horrible. No AOC as well, so like you're just rolling 4s. It's like, grim. Yeah.
Dude, you're not even rolling 4s. They ignore cover.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the Crusaders, you're
5s,
6s.
Good. It's about 5s and 6s. Yeah, it's so grim. But yeah, so like you just die. You get -1 to wounds, so they're wounding on 4s at least. But yeah, it's not good. Saying that though, I think you probably need a reason for it. As much as I just hype them all up there, I think it's probably need a reason. Like Ultramarines are still probably your number 1 choice, but I think there is genuinely interest in like building a team comp to counter things, and I think they do that very well. But I think they're better than like you don't need to be a specialist on Black Templars. Like I think most people could pick up a list and just do quite well with it if they understand like the mechanics of it.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Above or below, probably below both of these, right? Would be my thinking. Although
I think
close.
They're very close, so I don't really think it matters.
Yeah.
I do think that World Eaters is probably at the bottom of the list, but like this is a democracy, so I understand I can't win every vote here. I will just do a tier list tomorrow on my channel and just overthrow everything.
This is the National Party coalition, mate. Yeah. I'm holding you over a barrel.
Yeah.
We're
yeah, but I think they're just like they're in that, you need a reason for it, but I think they can shut down some shooting armies like crazy, especially on GW. Some of the maps just like the D6+2 surge is like a nightmare for them to have to deal with, which is just very funny. And they most things that want to shoot them die to them if they get tagged by them. So it's just like you can put this really weird polarities there. And I still think they're fine into like the melee and mixed arms matchups. But yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Enough said. Yeah. Away we go.
Yeah, it's either this or S, right? It's either because you're taking them in pretty much every team comp.
Okay. We could for the Ash fanboys and fangirls, we could do this, right? Because agents are not a must-have, but it's a nice to have.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can copy this, paste, and we'll just put a little tiny one in D as well. Because so actual faction, they go there.
Yeah, as an ally, nice to have.
Yeah, nice to have. Yep, perfect. Happy days. But as an actual faction, very bad. CK. I think CK actually, I was thinking about this. The Tim Ho special of the double melter gun despoiler is actually kind of interesting. Like, it's genuinely like, it's volatile as heck, but it wrecks marine vehicles real hard, and it can hurt Catan pretty well.
Does it not just die to all the anti-tank in the meta?
That's the issue. But like the damages that they can put out, like the two double get ones and then the one melter gun one, it's kind of, I'm just thinking it's interesting. Like, there's definitely something there. Is it worthwhile in a team comp? It's tough. It's pretty tough.
I will give you CK can be like further up specialist / needs a counter.
Yeah, okay.
I can even put it above GSC.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I think
we go higher.
I think, like, again, if you're trying to do like the durability skew and you're doing like Pantheon and then this is like your two things you're trying to pin things with, could be kind of cute as well.
Yeah. For sure. Cool. Tyranids. Bottom of C?
Yeah. I think so. We need to move you. One moment, team. I'll do some live editing of Tate's face.
My God, he's so good at his job.
Right. It's like I've done this before.
Yeah, crazy.
It's also handy that you're now vertical instead of horizontal. That works. It helps. So we could just move you to the side and remove your name as well.
Put me in D tier. Put me in no tier.
There we go. Sweet. Yeah, I think so. I think Tyranids, I was talking to John the other night. I actually did an interview with John last night that's going to be up on my channel probably next week sometime. Cool. Just, I did one with Kia last year, and I just want to start doing more of them. I had a bit of a slack time because bought a house and everything, but I want to do more of them. I'm going to start reaching out to different people in the community, and just I want to hear people's stories. It's really interesting. It's really cool hearing like how different people have gotten into the hobby, because everyone's story is very different. So it's quite exciting, like especially in the competitive side, right? You hear a lot of stories of just people that play, but like people that like start playing, like, oh, I can be good. It was really interesting. So, but anyway, talking to John about that, there's like the invasion fleet. There's two different ways you can build invasion fleet, either like heaps of bugs or big bugs. There's two different ways you can build sub assault, which is the same. You kind of go either heavy melee or heavy shooting, or like even the mix there, and they're all like viable for different things. There's also like the Crusher Stampede, just triple Norn, just lots of big stuff, which can be pretty interesting. None of them are oppressive, but I think all of them have like a place in a team if you need that thing. Kind of like GSC in a way, right? Like, they all have different matrices, so it's kind of nice to be able to, if you have a pilot that plays Tyranids, to be able to, bring your, all your Norns, be the Norn king, or, break your back and bring 80 gargoyles and, stuff like that.
Look, the good word of John McLaughlin has convinced me. I actually reckon this is higher up in here.
Yeah.
Specifically thinking, lots of bugs invasion fleet in this meta.
Oh yeah.
Like the invasion swarm.
Yeah. The Turvagons to regen them and just be pains, like just annoying. The 5-up Fiona pain, because like Repex like splits into two, you Fiona pain one of them, so then it doesn't die, then it regens back onto a point, like like stuff like that's really annoying.
Yeah, I think, and like if they tag a Catan, it's just like never getting out.
Yeah.
They also all have lethal hits because of the Turbogon.
Yeah. So again, you're just doing decent chip damage.
Do we even put this? You probably need your faction specialist to play that though. Is the because
I agree. Yeah, it still is in C. It might actually be like up by the Drukhari side, right? Like
that's where I was going. Yeah, before I failed to use technology, that is where I was on a journey to. But yeah, I think if it wasn't so difficult to play, it might have even been in B tier because of what it does in the meta at the moment. I think specifically that build.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think it's interesting, yeah, and I think it's cool. Like in teams, it's so valuable having an army, especially a specialist, that can build their list in so many different ways, right? Like it's so helpful to be like, cool, we can worry about you later. Just get reps on a few different lists, like, and just get those archetypes like locked down, and we'll lock down everything else first, and then we can flex. Like we can figure out our matrices, kind of like do that, and then figure out where we need to fill, or what kind of pins we want to do, and then you can lock that in. It can be like really, really helpful having stuff like that.
Yeah, damn, we need to stop putting stuff in specialist / counter.
I feel like it's always was going to be the most popular one though, right? Like
this is true. Yeah,
it's funny, just like C tier.
Yeah. Everything sucks. If you're not playing Necrons or Astra, you suck.
Yeah. Votan.
I think this is maybe a B tier or again a C tier, because I think Hearthband does genuinely do something interesting in the meta. Land forts maybe suffer a little bit from the tech, but there's not a lot of 6-inch deep strike going around. So the 6-inch deep strike Hearthguard units, Turbo Marines, they turbo a whole heap of stuff. It's not something that people is like super in the zeitgeist at the moment. So there's definitely going to be a bit of a reps disparity.
Yeah,
and it is something that some lists just suffer into. Like if you don't have screening, the damage profiles into, like, it might struggle a little bit into Catan specifically, but all the other vehicles it will be very good into. Marine bodies it's very good into, so it kind of hits both those profile skews that you're looking at.
Yeah,
it'll lift all the horde stuff that people will be taking as anti-meta. So it's like an anti-meta. I think this is a B tier.
I think it's B tier. Maybe like I could be pushed to like A, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think they rinse Marines, and we are going to be seeing like a good amount of, like, they have good volume, so they're also good into, like, they're not good, but they're like fine into like custodians because they just push through a lot of damage too. They're good into like sisters because they have decent volume, right? Like they're probably a winning matchup into like Astra and to guard, right? Like you're good into a lot of the like other things in A. And I think there's a couple of different builds. There's the Nerd Guard, just generic couple of land forts and all the good stuff. But Hearthband has the MSU kind of, the Ollie Johnson build. It has the the European 6 SAG build, which I think is genuinely actually quite cool.
Yeah. The 6 SAG is really good. I didn't think about that actually. Yeah, I think you're right. A.
Yep. Cool. Tau. Ugh. I don't think they're bad, but I don't know how, like, they're not good, but I don't know how bad they are. They don't like Necrons. They don't like Necrons.
Fruit hunting pack in this meta is not bad, right? It falls into that same category of like, I have lots of things, stealth, inviolate range. Your list can't kill. You have lots of las cannons. Sucks to suck. Like, that said, I think it's still like there's lots of armies that are doing that, like Recon Guard being the best of them.
I think you can build them to deal with a problem. They can't deal with some problems, but they can be built to deal with most problems because they have a good array of guns. Like Sky Rays are pretty good, right? Like even into Catan, like, that, strength 14 rerolling hits and rerolling wounds because they're shooting something that's flying. Like that's pretty good. but it's only 3 shots.
Yeah.
You know, so like it's like,
That's not good.
you know, so that kind of, you know, like, is the other side of that though, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, you're rerolling hits, rerolling wounds, but then it's 3 shots. So even if you get all 3 through, which is actually pretty, you know, common, you know, they'll save 2 of them and then you do 4 damage to a Catan. You know, it's not the most exciting thing in the world.
The more interesting thing I would think would be like missile suits into the Marine lists.
Yeah. Yep.
Like that's probably where, if you're not looking for a hunting pack, that's probably where you're looking.
Yeah, like Retcad or Montcar. Montcar's been really popular even in teams. Just pushing through damage. Like you just try and like you get a good table, like you're either first or second defender, and you're just trying to get a good table, and you are trying to just delete your opponent in those first 3 turns.
Well, the other thing that's just sprung to my mind, which is completely a ripped off Cam Wilkinson idea, is Breach of Fish with in Montcar into Catan on a point.
Yeah, it does 8 damage with the Kedrified
8
Blade.
damage.
8 damage, yeah, after Feel No Pain.
My God.
I mathed that. It was very sad. So they do 9 damage in Expo because they can get sustained and lethal, and then they kill themselves. But
Right. Yeah. So I think he's thinking with the sustained guide enhancement, like someone's.
yeah,
throwing-
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you can get 4 hit rerolls,
the
then
Catan.
it's kind of
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's
The
like
Catan killed
the
the
Catan
piranha.
has to kill something first, so then you have to like throw a piranha into it early, so it has to kill it. Like,
But that's not bad, right? Like
Yeah.
the piranha shoots its melters. If you fail a melter save, get fucked. You
Yeah.
then charge it.
weirdly,
like-
a melter 4 melter on those things as well. So
Yeah, I hate piranhas.
yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of cute. Yeah, like there is. I think Tau definitely have a place. I think they're probably the C that they're in that specialist. Like you need someone that is playing them and wants to tailor the list to an issue. Like you go Retcad if you really want to mince Marines. You go Montcar if you just kind of want to get that table pick. There's probably an experimental list out there as well, which is kind of similar to like the Montcar, but plays a slightly longer game. And then there's Crude Hunting Pact. So again, kind of like in that C tier, because it has a bunch of different builds, which all will have slightly different matrices, is quite good. But it's not like overwhelmingly good at one thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Whack him somewhere.
Yeah.
I think they're in here somewhere.
Yeah, I'll pull these ones to the side for you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
There you go. Look at us teamwork. Oh,
Whee! I know. Hell yeah. This is
Dreamy.
what 19 episodes will do for you.
hell yeah. I didn't even know you before we started this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Met me under the bridge.
Orcs.
Oh,
Orcs.
Orcs. That's a specialist, or maybe it needs a reason.
I
think
think maybe needs a reason, but it's close to specialist. I think it's specialist.
Yeah, I think the more Ducker spam, real interesting this
Yep.
meta. Warhorde as well, like does do a thing. Like if you want your melee pressure pin and you don't have BA, it's probably up there with World Eaters if you're not taking EC.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
I think so. I think
Sure.
and it's pretty middle. It's pretty like it's around the tyrant as Drukari. I think like maybe it's better
Yeah.
than like Eldari. Maybe Eldari's too far up for this current meta. Like just like
I don't know about that actually. Eldari has fire dragons. It can have the Windrider like it can have this 6 Windrider brick with the Farseer that just rerolls everything with lethals.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then you can
Like-
like us to crit 5s as well. So you're lethaling 5s with
Yeah.
rerolls. It's pretty gross. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair. Cool. Yeah, let's move. I reckon below Tyranids then, like around here. Like I think orcs can do stuff. Like there's Mordecai, there's Warhorde, like they all do good things. But none of them are amazingly exciting in current meta. None of them are horrible, but like I think there's just better things they
Yeah.
can be doing.
Yeah, for sure. BA, I reckon this is a premium needs a reason.
Yep.
Like it's really good. If you don't have ultras, it is your premier melee pressure army.
Yep.
But why are you not taking ultras is just like
I think it's like probably above Black Templars because it does its one role very well.
Yep.
It's like it just because it's like
I
you go in Blood Angels gets to hunt something it wants to hunt, it just no, it just rinses it. You know, like
For
like
sure. Yeah.
like. So I think that's worthwhile.
Actually, it's better than World It is as well. You can
Oh, yeah, fair.
whack that there. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, like it's definitely good. Like if you don't want to play ultras or like you want like to tech through it, very very like respectable choice. The Death Company dreads are very funny, being able to like, oh, I should kill this dread, and then they pop a 5-up, feel no pain, and then they get to blood surge into something, and then just no, and just beat something
Yeah.
up. It's very good. The sticky
Why
on
would they
death is
reroll
also very funny
everything?
with them. Like you just put some really annoying problems in your opponent's face.
Yeah. Yeah, super good unit. And it also helps the BA problem of being like, I'm all Marines. Is you get to have that 5-up inbond, you get to play the Lamades unit is like back
Yeah.
on the menu, and then you get the Death Company dread, so you are inherently tougher than
Yep.
you were.
I remember
I'm
when I
gonna make
first
my
sent you an
rule-
RCO list, and you were like, "Why the dread?" And I was like, "Brother."
I didn't say it like that. It was a genuine. This is the dynamic you have with Josh, where he thinks that you're questioning him. I am questioning you, but it's because I want to know the answer, not
yeah. because
because I think you have made a
It's just funny
It
because we
is
do
because
send
I
each
do
other
not know
lists a
what the
lot,
truth
so
is.
sometimes we're like, "Brother, that is horrible." So it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
but
that does happen. Yeah.
Salamanders just go straight into D tier, right? Like,
No, I look. I'll make a real controversial call. Bottom of needs a reason.
bottom of needs a reason. Wild.
I don't know. Like I don't think you would. It's hard. Like I feel like there's almost no tier for them because I don't think they're a flat out no. Like it
Yeah.
does it does do a thing which you would not say no to in a team.
Sure.
But I don't know what it count. Yeah, fuck it. It's D tier. It's top. It's top of D tier.
Sure. I like the mini agents.
Hey, goodbye.
Yeah.
Minigames.
Death Guard I think are in an interesting spot though.
Death Guard, yeah.
I
Death
think
Guard,
yeah. They have the
maybe not
damage,
so magic.
which is just quite good.
Yep.
They have like good board control. Like the Death Shroud is still very good into like marine bodies and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they cause a good problem for your opponent. Taliban with the like a Rodigus or Guos seems pretty good as well. Like just adding to that stat check, and the 6-inch drop with them with backed up by Death Guard damage seems quite strong.
Yeah.
And yeah, even
Someone,
just Virulent just also seems very good, right? Like
yeah. Someone made a real interesting point. I can't remember who it was about the outside of the Nightbringer, none of the Catan hit the strength 12 breakpoint. So being tagged by a Guo, like if you focus the Nightbringer and then a Guo tags every other Catan, it's just like
yeah, it's cool. Like you have to scare me to kill me. That's pretty funny. Yeah,
yeah.
that's cool. And especially if it's Rodigus, because he -1 OCs, right? So like,
Yeah, he wins. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then I did have another slightly interesting take on that. I can't remember what it was. It was probably that they turbo fuck Marines, which you might have already said.
Yeah. Well, I said like Death Shroud and just the damage in general. It's like it's a lot of good 2 damage stuff. There's a lot of damage 3 as well, which again into like the Marines is just very good. The -1 toughness at the moment is actually very relevant with a lot of their guns as well, with what's in the meta, which is quite nice. Getting Vitrix to toughness 3 is actually quite nice. There's been strength 6 guns actually doing a lot more damage there, which is quite cool. And yeah, I think they're good. I think probably top like in needs reason, maybe middle of needs reason.
I would have, I reckon middle. I think it is better than Templars and Thousand Suns, which I'm actually going to swap.
This guy's just like drunk on power.
A drunk on power, yeah. You give me access to the Canva, and it just goes to my head.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like everything in the B is actually pretty close though. Like we're being very nitty gritty here, but I think everything here is like on a like fairly close. Like if you pick any of these, it's like oh yeah, fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just the thing that sends this further down is it's more niche. Like you need the the no Ultramarines to be happening, and you need
Yeah.
that specific. I want my combat horde with rep X's.
Yeah.
Whereas Thousand Sun's a bit more general. Like,
Yeah, definitely. I just put Space Marines in D tier because it's just vanilla Space Marines. Who gives a shit? Like,
oh, that's Ultramarines. I saw that and I was like, what the fuck is that? Boring Space Marine Codex.
yeah,
But no, that's our red tier.
those are our kings. I don't know if they're like. I
Yeah.
think all three of these as well are pretty interchangeable. Like, I don't know if Marines are like they're the best Marine for sure, but I don't know
Yeah.
if like Necrons or like they beat Necrons, awesome.
I
Don't think they beat Guard though. Like Guard, it's like each one is kind of like, you know, they all beat each other, right?
no. I think they're more skill expressive than the other two though, is what I will say of them.
Reactive blood surges are a hell of a drug.
Yeah. And then like reactive move doctrines, flex doctrine, like
Yeah.
I don't know. It just has the toolbox is better.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
It's like,
I
again,
agree that
it doesn't really matter, right? Like,
I actually think it's probably more like, right?
this is
like,
mad, bro. Pantheon of Woe had a 73% win rate.
Yeah, but that's singles, right? That is your heaps of mid-table players playing 5 Catan and just going and just winning most of their games. You know, like in teams, Pantheon of Woe is going to be pinned in an instant. Like,
yeah, but there's also like not that many things that just turbo it.
I think the answer is actually like you slam like Outlander Claw Recon into it, and it's like I will never kill you.
Yeah, but how? Okay, if you go to ANZTC, how many people do you think are going to be running a Recon Guard?
How many people do you think will be running Pantheon of Woe though? Is my question, and I think the answer is not many. I think they're all going to be on the Star Shadow build.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a meta call, right? But like, yeah, like it's the thing. If you think everyone's going to be off Pantheon Row, taking Pantheon Row then becomes good again. Is that right? Like, it's like game theory all over again.
You are,
like,
you are correct. Yeah.
But like, I don't think it matters. I think I'm happy with where it is.
Yeah.
I think they're just all very close.
No, I agree on that. I just think that it is easier. Like, if you hit your bad matchup with 5 Catan, there's less that you can do about it than with either of these two.
Sure. Yeah, it's the 5 Catan build is very not skill expressive. It's cool. There's 3 Transcendent just being buddies high-fiving each other constantly. Just T-posing you, and then there's the Nightbringer and the Deceiver just holding objectives. Saying you can't come at me.
Yeah, the Transcendent Eiffel Tower.
Oh no. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, okay, moving on from that then.
That's the next episode's title.
Yeah. The Transcendent Eiffel Tower. Oh, beautiful. So Chaos Space Marines, what do we like?
I think Chaos Cult's very good here in this meta.
Yep.
I think Chaos Cult will be banging.
Chaos Cult and Recon pin is funny as hell.
Yeah. I would go so it's needs a reason.
Yeah. I don't think there's much else though. Like, the Renegade Raiders builds don't do enough damage. There's probably like a pack bound list that's just like kind of like does the Montcar thing of cool, I'm gonna get table pick and then just raw dog damage. Issue is it just doesn't work on WTC. Like, that is too slow. Like, Montcar works because it's fast.
I don't hate the like again like it's not amazing, but playing a similar list like Abaddon and tanks and Raiders.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the same like damage output
on WTC, just so they all get assault. But then the output is lower. Like you're just sustained in hit rerolls. It doesn't, no. Yeah, so I think your needs a reason for your Chaos Cult. You can probably argue Renegade Raiders is specialist counter somewhere. Maybe it's even, is it a no? Like, is not Chaos Cult CSM a no?
Probably.
No, we haven't died.
I haven't died. Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll agree. And then the finale is Scintillating
Yeah,
Legion or
excellent.
Demonic Incursion. I think maybe we have.
Oh.
Have we gone? Are we back? Oh.
Yeah, that's nice to have. Oh, hold on. All right.
Yeah. Oh.
Should be back.
Hell yeah. I love every time you come back that you're
theory.
just like this
In
as well.
In theory, we are back.
Cool. Sweet. I put them on top of nice to have. I think Scintillating Legion is still just very good. It's just a very good control army that can just do very good things at the moment.
That's because I have to I have to old man.
There's
my
still a
phone, man.
delay.
I
This
have
is
to
great.
turn my view off.
This is beautiful.
Yep, that is pretty much exactly where I would have put it.
Cool.
Because I think all the other like Demonic Incursion build.
Hello?
This is unhinged. Hello. Testing. I'm gonna turn my camera off. Probably makes it better.
Hell yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I think it's just strong, right? Like I think Incursion also has a reason for, which is quite good. And yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this list at the end. Like obviously there's gonna be a lot in the specialist counter segment, but I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy that Grey Knights are in there and not in D. D is just kind of like all the bad Marines, which is very funny. And agents.
Yeah. I think the one like EC and GSC maybe feel, I know these are armies I play, they maybe feel a bit low. Like I'd maybe they are both just specialist counter though. Like I just slide them.
Yeah,
maybe they're right.
Yeah.
I'd maybe slide them both up to below between Drukhari and CK, but that's like 2 places.
Yeah. Again, I don't think we're not caring too much about where they're ranked within each faction. Like there's a little bit there, but like I don't think it's that important.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the most important one in C is AdMech. I think AdMech is very close
I think
to B.
The top of each tier is probably the correct place.
Yeah. Especially salamanders.
Yeah. The most important D. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, screenshot away, everyone. If you want to screenshot this and send it to us, I guess. The only people watching this are our friends anyway. What do these scrubs think?
Yeah.
But no, it's yeah. I think it's pretty cool. I think teams is definitely a lot more exciting than singles at the moment, because singles you have to build to beat those kind of top 3 armies right now.
Yeah.
But for teams,
you
don't.
Yeah. Yes, you can play your dreadlords or whatever the scary CSM is.
Yeah, the Nightmare Hunt. Yeah, exactly.
Nightmare Hunt. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
cool.
With that, then I will flip us back over to our main one, and we can sign off. It's obviously been a bit of a longer one. The Matrix ones, the tier list ones always take a bit longer.
Yeah.
All good. And hopefully everyone enjoyed that. And we'll see you next week. And hopefully we have the winner of the Kraken RTT on, and then it'll be cool. We can talk to them all about their event and how they did. Because it is this weekend, right?
It is this weekend, I believe.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it'll be exciting. Otherwise,